Hi, I am Chukwe Newell. I am the managing partner for UAS Properties. We are the fastest growing property management firm in the south side of Chicago, the largest tenant placement firm in the south side of Chicago, founded by several Stanford students, including myself. We were living in our dorm room and started investing in real estate and eventually built a pretty successful property management company. Today we're going to talk about the 10 keys for successful property management. And you know, when I talk to people about this, I always tell them, I do what no one else wants to do. It's so easy to sit at home and crunch numbers on an Excel spreadsheet and make an investment, but when you get to the nuts and bolts and you start having to manage that investment to success, it's a lot more difficult. And in today's market, you're not going to be able to refinance out of your problems anymore. You're going to have to manage that property successfully or you're going to go under. We're going to start with the first thing, the most important thing, and in starting the relationship with a new tenant, and that is when you take over, you've got a vacant unit. And that vacant unit may have just been vacated by another tenant. You've got a vacant unit that needs to be made ready. And I've got a lot of clients, they go in and they build the Taj Mahal, but they build it in a terrible neighborhood. And it's not going to make your rent prices go up so much if you got the Taj Mahal in a terrible neighborhood, because the people that can afford to pay for the Taj Mahal don't want to live in a terrible neighborhood. So when you make a unit ready, it's important that you take into consideration the other rental product in that marketplace and you make it ready to that same standard. Very important. Also, in making the unit ready, you make sure before you start advertising and showing that that unit is clean and all the construction materials are out, that it smells good, so when you start walking prospective tenants in, they're going to want your unit. Key number one, make your units ready efficiently and in accordance with the local market. Property management key number two, you got to advertise your units. I see so many rental units as I drive through the city. They've probably got beautiful units and they've got a 6-inch by 6-inch for rent sign, and I'd have to get out of my car, run to their window, and look at their number, and maybe I could read it if I got that close. I'm telling you, there's a lot of rental product in this marketplace, and if I got to get out of my car and run to your window to go see your phone number, I'm not going to call it, and I bet there's a lot of other people that aren't going to call it either. So you make sure you get a for rent sign, you get a big, clean for rent sign. You make it easy for people to call you. If you advertise in the newspaper, you pick the correct newspapers where your market reads. Some people read the Tribune, other people read the Times. You pick the right newspapers, you advertise for free on the internet, you put up a big for rent sign, that will get your phones ringing. So you get your unit ready, tip one, you advertise that unit, tip number two. Property management tip number three is when you've got that rental unit advertised, your phone is going to start to ring. That's going to mean you're going to need to start scheduling showing appointments. And it's very, very important in showing a vacant unit that number one, you show up for your appointment. A lot of owners, they spend thousands of dollars on making their unit ready. They spend hundreds of dollars a month advertising it, and then they're running an hour or 2 hours late when the tenant says they're going to be there. I guarantee you, our leasing agents are going to be taking your tenants because they're going to show up on time for those showing appointments. When you get there early, make sure that the lights are on, you make sure that the unit looks nice, it smells nice, the blinds are open, and you let the tenant see what kind of work you've done in that beautiful new unit that you've made ready. So property management tip number three, show up on time for appointments. Don't waste your money by advertising and not actually showing up for your appointments. Tip number four, as you start showing that appointment, as you start showing that apartment, you're going to have people that are interested in renting it. You're going to have people that are going to be dressed nice, they're going to be articulate, they're going to look like they would be responsible, but I promise everybody is on their best behavior when they're looking for an apartment. So you screen that tenant efficiently, you screen them thoroughly. Our firm, we choose to pull credit reports, we choose to pull eviction history reports, we choose to pull criminal background reports, we do a verification with their landlord current and their landlord prior, and I don't care if we've got pay stubs, we're calling their employer to verify that those are legitimate pay stubs. So what I suggest, the eviction process is extremely expensive. My suggestion is you screen your tenants very efficiently. And then finally, once you have made that unit ready, you've advertised it, you've shown that unit, you've screened the tenant, and you found the perfect tenant for your rental unit, you got to make sure you got a good quality lease. As the saying goes, if it's not in the lease, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you discussed in person, doesn't matter what they promised verbally. If it's not in that lease agreement, it doesn't matter in the court of law. So you make sure that you've got a time-tested lease agreement. Our firm's lease agreement is 22 pages, and it covers everything that you could imagine as it relates to the relationship between the tenant, the owner, and the management company. And I would suggest that you develop a lease agreement of your own as well. Thank you very much.